The trend of taking selfies has gone so high that the smartphone makers are now making phones which are dedicated for selfies. Vivo has been trying to dominate this segment with their phones like Vivo V5, Vivo V5 Plus, and then Vivo V5S, putting a 20 megapixel camera just for the selfies. This is what the age we are looking at. In this video, I'm going to talk about Vivo V5S and if it is worth buying a phone which will almost cost 19,000, and if you should be spending that amount of money on the phone. This is Ashish, you're watching Namaste Tech. Let's talk about camera, both the selfie and the rear camera. So regarding the selfie cam, it's a good quality cam in sufficient light and broad daylight. They come out really amazing. But when you go low light, it's grainy. Now there is a moonlight front flash available, which really helps a lot, because if I compare this with any other phone which doesn't have a front flash and whatever software enhancements these guys have done in the Vivo V5S, it is much better than those competition. However, one thing we noticed is that the results are not over sharpened what other OEMs do to make the photo really look good. There's a PDF technology built into the phone, and it's only good when there's enough light on the subjects to focus on. This is where the moonlight comes into the play. So if you have the moonlight on in the selfie thing, which by default is on, it works out. Color reproductions are pretty good. Software does a pretty good job of auto corrections like the white balance, exposure adjustments, best suited to the conditions. So it's easier for anyone to operate and take a steady selfie and take shots. That said, a phone whose prime motto is to focus on selfie quality is overhyped at this point. Though I won't blame the hardware, which comes at a price right now, but it's still hyped. Camera UI is sleek, fast for taking pictures. Shutter lag is okay. It's not like you take a lot of time to take a picture. It works out very quickly when you take multiple pictures. Now, one thing we have noticed is the camera aperture is low. Some group shots might seem to be out of focus if all the people don't line up in a straight line, which is usually the case, because when you have people together, when you're taking group selfie, they won't stand in a straight line. They'll stand where they're comfortable, and this is where a bit of misses there. Something a software enhancement is much required, or the aperture need to go up. Now, talking about the rear camera, daylight photos are sharp, focused with good color reproduction. However, in low light condition, the rear camera is a failure. It doesn't work out that good, and if I'm spending 19,000 on a phone, I would like my rear camera to work as good as the front camera, at least at par. Even though it's a selfie focused phone, we agree to that. But then you need to have your rear camera work as well. You don't take selfie all the time. You also want your rear camera to work on the same level. Now that we are done talking about the camera, let's talk about other aspects of the phone. If you're buying a phone and if it's not really worth from overall perspective, I don't know if it should be recommended. In my opinion, it shouldn't be. Let's talk about design and display of Vivo V5S. From build perspective, I have to give it a high rating because you get a flux finish material in the rear, which is premium. You hold the phone and you get the feeling about its premium look. It looks solid, something which I'd expect in any phone which costs this high. Talking about the display, you have a very good display here. There is no problem when you are viewing it from different angle. The color reproduction of the screen looks good enough, but the major drawback which I see here is the 720p display. 19K when you're spending on a phone and you get 720p display, I would like to get disappointed big time. It's not like Vivo could not have put a 1080p display. It's a 5.5 inch screen phone, which is a big phone, and not putting a 1080p display, I really don't find an excuse for that, except that there has been some cost cutting because you have a 20 megapixel front camera and the price has to go from somewhere. That said, you get a 2.5D screen, which means edge to edge swiping is pretty smooth. You have a 267 ppi, which again is not really very high, but the gaming experience was good on it. The display looked fantastic, but I played Asphalt 8 Airborne on 720p display on 720p settings to give me the very good experience. While the specifications are rolling out on the screen, let's talk about the usability of the phone. If actually the phone performs, doesn't matter it has got a 4 GB RAM, doesn't matter if it has which OS it has got. If you're using the phone from day to day basis, does it really work out? So the short answer is yes, it works out very smoothly. App switching is very fast in it. There's slight performance issues when you use it for a very long time, but that's okay, that's normal, that happens with every phone. The only drawback which I see here from a futuristic perspective, because if I bought a phone which was spending 19K on that, I'd like to keep it for like 2 years at least. I don't get Android N. There is no update about if it's going to get the next version of Android. Then it comes with Fun Touch OS, which is again very basic, no enhanced features. For example, if I take a look at EMUI and all, they had very enhanced features in that. Same with MIUI. A lot of features that OS provide. This is very basic to the best, and it offers very minimal configuration. We've done a tips and tricks video which you can take a look at. Now let's talk about battery. The phone has got 3000 mAh battery, and I took out the phone on my small trip to Puri, and I find out that the phone doesn't really drain out a lot when on roaming, which was good. But on an average, you get only 15 hours to 18 hours of battery life. You can survive the whole day, but that's about it. There's no, and the biggest drawback here is there is no quick charging built into the phone, which is quite disappointing. I would have expected a fast charging at least, because it took me like 1.5 hours to completely charge my phone. So make sure to keep using the super battery saver built into the phone in case you're on a tour and you don't want to use your phone for apps and all. Just turn it on, it saves battery a lot. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Do hit the like button, subscribe to our channel which is right in the center. Use that button, subscribe right away. Then you've got 2 video recommendations for us. Have a look at them. Thanks for watching.